Well, welcome to the KX Country Clubhouse. Tyler Hubbard, singer, songwriter, raconteur, bon vivant, and currently set to release, I assume, currently set to release a brand new solo album in January. And 5'9", the current single, doing really good. And you're dropping some new music in August. And I want to talk about all of that today with you, Tyler, if we can.
Let's do it. Yeah. Thanks for chatting.
Thank you. Are you doing all right?
I'm doing awesome, man.
Good to hear.
Can't complain.
Good to hear. We actually have chatted before. It was about 12 years ago when Cruise came out, and it was a last-minute interview set up by your then record rep, Brianne DeSlip. And I knew nothing about you two, and we went to air. I think I recorded it first, but it was a disaster because I didn't have any prep done. So you can bet I've done my prep today.
I love it. Thanks, Pete.
So yes, the new album, and it's out in January, and the title is...
There's no official title for the album, but I am putting out that project in August that we're calling Dancing in the Country. So right. I don't want you to get them confused, but we do have new music coming, the EP coming August 19th, and then full-length album, about 18 songs coming in January. So
in the new year, yeah. And it's a couple of new songs, 35s and Way Home, which is the one you co-wrote with Keith Urban. It's a Dancing.
Oh, that's Dancing in the Country. Yes, sir. Yep. And that'll be out in August and just in time for us to hit the road together. So that's a crazy coincidence too, because we had no idea that was going to be the case when we wrote that song probably a year ago now. But special song, special guy, and I'm excited to be out with him.
I would imagine he's really a gem. You know, I say that because I met him a few times, but having seen him live, it's a real great show. And that must be really thrilling for you to be out on stage with him every night with Ingrid Andress as well.
It absolutely is. I love and respect both of them and can't wait to be out making memories together and learning all I can.
That's great. Do you still feel, even after 12, 15 years of writing and being in Nashville, that you still have stuff to learn?
Oh, yeah, I sure do. I have a lot to learn, and as soon as you figure it out or think you got it figured out, it changes. So yeah, there's always something to learn in this business, and I love that.
You know, I want to get to talking about Tim McGraw because you worked with him as well, had a big hit with Undivided. Tim McGraw, I started country radio in 1992, just as he was coming up. And I get to thinking that maybe you were probably a fan in the 90s of Tim as well. So to get to work with him probably was a real thrill as well.
It was. It really was. And that was just such an unexpected thing, and I just loved him, and we've worked together a little bit in the past, with May We All and a couple things, but to be working with him individually and then just to spend more time with him, I look up and respect him a ton, and his work ethic is just next level, and how he's just remained so relevant, over the last few decades. It's wild. So learning from him and learning from all my heroes now. It's really cool.
It's really something because he's not known as a songwriter. He's an interpreter. And of course you are, I don't want to say first and foremost, because you're probably a husband and a dad first and foremost. But as a songwriter, to see someone with such a gift for picking great songs must be something.
Yeah, like Tim, yeah, for sure. He does have a great ear, and I'm sure if he wanted to dive into writing more, he could do that too. He's so talented. But I love artists that cut outside songs still, and feel like they don't need to necessarily write everything. I think that's really important. And I'm always listening for outside songs as well, as I want to support the songwriting community. But guys like Aldean and McGraw and a handful of those guys are still cutting a lot of outside songs, and it means the world to songwriters like myself.
Are there any other artists or heroes, as you say, from the 80s or 90s or even the 70s that you'd love to see yourself working with at some point, whether it's songwriting or singing together?
I've always really admired and respected Alan Jackson. I've never worked with him. I've met him a time or two, and he's awesome. And I just, I've always loved him. So I think if he would probably be right up there on the top of the list.
Your first dates on the Speed of Now World Tour start in September at Mountain View, and then go through, it looks like most of the fall there. And then I guess you're going to be getting the new album ready together.
Yep, exactly. So we're through the fall with Keith, I think into November, and then launching this new music in January. And then, we'll just keep on rocking, playing shows and hanging out with fans.
These songs on the EP that are coming, I'm assuming they won't be on the album as well.
They will be actually.
Will
So
be.
we're rolling out songs slowly, and then I think 8 songs will be out by the time I drop the album, which will have 18 songs on it, I believe. So there'll be still a good portion of it that'll be new, but it'll also have some familiar songs on it as well.
It's a different landscape in the music business now, especially in Nashville, isn't it? It used to be, you'd put an album out, you'd have a couple of singles. Now it's like songs come out whenever, and then there's an EP, or maybe there isn't, It's, as you say, the rules are always kind of constantly changing.
That's right, which makes it fun, and up until a few years ago, there was no streaming. And so it allows us as artists, it gives us another platform to be able to, or another business model, if you will, to be able to almost have a side business where we're putting out songs and connecting with the fans, and the consumption so much faster than before that it almost requires that turnaround time. But then country radio requires a different turnaround time. So it's been fun to navigate. And like I said, you get it figured out and then it changes. So it's been, it's nice, but it's fun to have songs in your back pocket that you can, pivot and work when necessary and where needed. So
now you've done a few smaller solo shows in Nashville and elsewhere. You've obviously had a chance to test out the new songs live.
Yeah. I played a couple shows now, and it's been really fun. It's, I can feel the connection with the fans, like I haven't in a long time, playing these smaller rooms, and getting to try out new songs and see which ones work. And I've just had a lot of fun with it, and I think the fans are enjoying it too. So it's a good time.
Can we talk about 35s? Tell me about 35s, one of the new songs.
Yeah, man, just a fun song that is my daily reminder, just about to kind of slow down a little bit when I can and take life in. And, I'm pretty guilty of living at about 100 miles an hour. And I operate fairly well at that pace, but eventually I get exhausted and burn out a little. So just trying to find a good, healthy balance, and that song rocks and it's a fun one to play live, but the message behind it's a little bit more, where I'm at right now, and just the importance of taking life in, man.
That's the great thing about country music that's impressed me for all the years I've been in the industry, at least at country radio, is how generally the songs are based on the writer's life and their true experiences. And hopefully there's something that others can relate to there as well.
Yeah. And I think so. I mean, that's the heart behind most of my songs on this album is, it's all me. It's all from my heart. It's all from, the different places and personalities that, the different sides of who I am. And, but it's all from a real place and it's real authentic. So I hope that the fans can connect and relate. And, it's fun as a writer to take other life experiences, other people's life experiences, and write from that perspective at times, but it's also really fun. I take a lot of, influence and inspiration from my own life. So
I recall that there are occasions where singers don't necessarily are singing as a persona as opposed to themselves. And I always think of Lyle Lovett doing Stand By Your Man and not changing the gender, it kind of adds a new level, a layer to it.
Right. No, it's very, very cool, and, makes it even more relatable.
So the new EP is coming out. The new songs are coming August 19th, probably late in January for the new album. Have you had much time to be at home with the family, or you got some coming up at all? Any time off at all?
Yeah, man. A little bit here and there. I'm trying to manage that balance and juggle it well. And I have 3 small kids, so the time at home is very valuable right now. And I really enjoy it. It's fulfilling for me. And I've had a lot of great time, I would say, over the last couple of years. It's really been the silver lining to this pandemic, is just being able to be really present with the kids and be at home, and especially at these kind of really impactful development years, but I prioritize them pretty high on my priority list, and make sure that I'm not gone for too long and can really just be present when I am home.
Tyler Hubbard, we appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today. Speaking of the pandemic, I tested positive this morning, my first time in 28
no.
months. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you look good. You sound good. Thanks,
buddy. I'm doing okay. Benylin and Advil and lots of fluids and the love of a good woman. I'll be all right.
Well, that's right. We'll go watch some good Netflix on top of that too.
Better probably do that. Thank you so much, Tyler Hubbard. Take care, and
Thanks,
best
Pete.
of luck out on the road with Keith Urban.
Thanks, buddy. Take care. See you soon.